Warp knitting is an advanced garter bar weaving technique for the flatbed knitting machine. The knitting machine creates the weft threads as it knits the background. Manipulation of the garter bar adds the warp threads to the fabric. The warp threads run the length of the fabric, creating dramatic vertical lines on the purl side of the knitting. It's these lines that define this technique. Color arrangement and weight of yarn used for the background in the warp threads will change the overall appearance of the fabric. So, you will find that designs are unlimited. But first you must learn the basic techniques of warp knitting, and that is the topic of this video. Let's talk equipment. In each garter bar set, you most likely received a stopper plate, various lengths of the garter bar, a short length of presser board, and a stop clip. The stop clip holds the presser board in place between the ridges on the garter bar like this. At one time, there were special hooks to help thread the garter bar, but I use a pick tool and it works quite well. Since many of the stop clips and presser boards have been separated from the garter bars or lost as knitting machines changed hands, you can make your own. Simply cut a piece of 1/8 by 1/2 extruded aluminum bar to the length desired. Then apply self-adhesive foam window seal to one side. That's it. Spring-type clothespins work as a substitute for stop clips, but I'm still on the lookout for a better clip. Although the equipment for warp knitting was originally designed for the standard gauge machine, I've adapted the techniques and equipment with great success to the bulky. For this demonstration, I am working on the Brother Bulky 270. However, the electronics are not required. All you need is a garter bar that fits your flatbed machine, a presser board, and 2 stop clips. Each warp thread should be about 5 times the length of the intended knitting. Since the length of the pocket will be 8 inches, the length of each warp thread will be 5 times 8 or 40 inches. The 5 times rule is a general guideline. When you do the swatch, you will need to determine the exact length of the warp. Before you cut all the warp lengths, watch how we thread the garter bar, as there are a few shortcuts. Before beginning the threading process, note that the garter bar will later become a weight. In this case, we are threading 30 eyelets, so we will be careful to thread the center eyelets so the left and right are balanced. If you have single lengths, hold the yarn end up against the front of the eyelet and pick the loop by inserting the pick from the back to the front. Pull only a few inches through the eyelet. Then repeat for the next color in the next eyelet. Tie the ends together with a square knot at the back. Pull the ends to move the knot up next to the eyelet. The knot should fall to the back of the garter bar, and the long ends of the warp should fall to the front. This method is very handy when you are changing colors every eyelet. If you have the same color next to each other, double the length of the warp thread. Then cross the ends and hold at the back of the next 2 eyelets. Use the pick to pull one end through each of the eyelets. Then hold the ends together and pull the yarn until the center is at the back of the eyelets. You have one loop on the back side of the garter bar. I find that if you have colors repeating every other eyelet, then you can also use a double length of warp thread. Again, cross the ends and hold at the back of the intended 2 eyelets. Use the pick to pull one yarn end through each. Then hold the ends together and pull the yarn until the center is at the back of the eyelets. Using double lengths minimizes the number of knots. Once all the eyelets for the pattern are threaded, make sure the knots and loops are at the back of the garter bar. Then pull the yarn down away from the eyelets and across the ridge of the garter bar, making sure the strands do not twist. Place the presser board in the groove of the standard garter bar or just below the ridge on the bulky garter bar. Use 2 stop clips, one on the right and one on the left, to hold the presser board and yarn in place. For this pattern, we will need 30 needles in work to correspond to the 30 threaded eyelets on the garter bar. With the background color, cast on and knit to where you wish to start the warp knitting. I've knit 8 rows. With the garter bar stopper, pull out all the needles to the hold position and place the garter bar stopper over the needle butts and gate pegs. Transfer the knitted fabric to a second garter bar and set aside. Take the threaded garter bar, hold it so the presser board is face up and the loops and knots of the yarn passed through the eyelets are under the needles on the knitting machine bed. Lift the garter bar up, threading the eyelets between the needles. The garter bar is now inverted with the presser board side facing away from you, and the loops and knots are under the needles. Pull up to lengthen the warp thread between the eyelets and the needles a few inches to give you space to lay the garter bar on top of the stopper plate. Check your work to make sure the knots and the loops are under the needles. Now take the garter bar with the knitted background fabric and put it back on the needles. What you've just done is moved the knots and loops to the wrong side of the knitting, where they will not be seen when the work is finished. Tuck the background knitting up against the knots and loops. Then, keeping a little tension on the warp threads, carefully lift and bring the threaded garter bar toward you and down so that the warp threads fall between the needles evenly. Let the threaded garter bar hang below the needles. At this time, I check my knitting and poke any misbehaving yarn ends back behind the knitting. Next, remove the stopper plate and knit 1 row. You're ready to start warp knitting. As indicated on the chart for this pattern, the warp thread is wrapped from right to left, every row on each needle directly above. Every knitting machine can do this method. Pull all the needles to hold position. With both hands, hold the garter bar with the tension on the warp threads. Raise it up so that the tip of the eyelets come up just next to the needles. Since this method always wraps from right to left, you'll bring it up on the right of the needle and lay the yarn over the needle from right to left and bring the garter bar downward. This is the perfect time to check to make sure that all the needles are wrapped properly. Release the garter bar and knit 1 row. Before wrapping the next row, if needed, pull down to release more threaded yarn at this time. This is the best time to lengthen the warp thread. I find that the length of the yarn between the completed knitting and the eyelets should be about the same as the distance from the gate peg to the tip of the needle. So on the bulky, it's just a few inches. On the standard bread, it's about 1.5 inches. Repeat the process row by row. In order to make sure that I don't drift over a needle or so, I watch the end needles. I know that if I wrap that one correctly, the rest will just fall into place. If you have an electronic machine, here's a little shortcut. Program the machine to select every needle on every row. This brings the needles out, but not quite as far as if you would manually move the needles into hold position. This means that you need to shorten the length of the warp yarn between the knitted fabric and the eyelets on the garter bar. What can go wrong? If you find that you are starting to miss needles or are catching more than one needle when you wrap, check your warp threads as the tension is not even. They may have even tangled and crossed over each other under the presser board, so the threads are not feeding evenly. Simply release the pressure on the presser board and straighten the warp threads out. Then replace the stop clip. It's a good idea to check your work after an adjustment, as the tension may vary slightly on the warp threads. It evens out after a few rows. Ending the warp knitting is also a process in and of itself. Before you knit the last row, if you are knitting the background at a very tight tension, increase your stitch size by 2 or more. This will give you enough ease to later take the knitting off the machine onto the second garter bar. Wrap and knit the last row. After the last row of warp knitting, if you are using your electronics, shut them off now. Then reset your stitch size on the carriage. Use the garter bar stopper plate to pull your needles out to hold position and then drop it into place over the needle butts and gate pegs. Push the knitting behind the latches. Keeping tension on the warp threads, carefully lift the threaded garter bar up so that the warp threads come up between the needles. While the presser board is facing away from you, pull up to increase the length of the tensioned warp threads. Then place it face down on the stopper plate. Using a second garter bar, carefully transfer the background stitches to the garter bar between the warp threads. If need be, adjust the length of the warp thread to give you enough ease to get in between the warp threads. Carefully transfer, because if you are working the background stitches in a relatively tight tension and you drop a stitch, you may be surprised at how quickly it will run down the knitting and you will be starting over. Once the stitches are securely on the garter bar, remove the eyelets from the needles, and at the same time, lift up the threaded garter bar and let it hang to the back of the knitting. The warp threads should fall between the eyelets. Then open the latches on the needles and transfer the background knitting from the garter bar back to the needles. You have now successfully moved the warp threads to the back of the background knitting. Now you can remove the stopper plate from the needle bed. With the normal stitch size for the background knitting, knit about 8 rows in the background color. You are ready to bind off. Since I plan on doing a loop-through-loop bind-off, I will increase the stitch size a full 2 and knit 1 more row. With a latch tool, complete the bind off. Now that we've gotten to the last stitch, pull the yarn through and you can clip it off, leaving a long yarn tail. Turn the work to the back. On the bind-off edge, you will have the warp threads unsecured. At this point, remove the stop clips, the presser board, and slip the garter bar off the end of the yarn tails of the warp thread. Now give it a really good stretch. I like to let it relax at least a few hours or overnight before I finish the next step. The next step is to secure the warp threads on the back of the knitting. Generally, I double wrap the first half of a regular knot, then single wrap the second half. This is a secure knot. When all the knots are formed, trim the ends about 3/4 of an inch. Now let's put the finishing touches on our project. Fold the flap of background knitting to the back and stitch down using the yarn tail to enclose the knots at the end of the knitting. Then return to the beginning of the knitting and fold over the background knitting and enclose the loops and knots. This is what the back of the finished piece will look like. You've just completed your first warp knitting project. Please subscribe to receive notifications for upcoming videos. We'll have more about warp knitting soon. Happy machine knitting!